morning, interwebs. It's 10 o'clock at night. And I know it actually is because I have had it confirmed which clocks say what and what they mean. And yes, it's 10 o'clock.
We're all correct now.
Yes, so Steve is about to. Kids are asleep, and we're looking for cocktail makings because Steve's mom sent a ton of lemons home with us. And I'm sure her reason was for us to make alcoholic drinks with it. Not at all. She would not approve. But that does not...
She thinks we're alcoholics.
She does, at the small amount that we actually drink. But now...
We're too tired to be alcoholics.
Exactly. So anyways, we did have this bottle of champagne bought for my birthday mimosas. I bought 2 bottles, only utilized 1.
Should
I know.
Shoot the cork out on the porch.
What a sad... I don't know if we'll have to see it, but we could. So we're gonna drink it now because it's the only alcohol we have cold. We have, we drank all the vodka and the rum isn't cold. So now Steve's gonna shoot the cork in the dark for you all. Ready? We used to make a fun sound. So that was mildly exciting, but I told Steve.
Mildly.
I told Steve.
That might be overstating it a
I told
bit.
Steve that we could drink champagne because it's cold. I was like, but that seems so decadent on a Sunday night. Oh, but look, you can see our new kitchen in its best use. We got those little acrylic like glass hanger things so that my fancy glasses would quit breaking. So now we're actually.
So we promptly broke one when I was hanging them up.
We did. But now we're going to use them. And drink champagne on a Sunday night for no reason other than we want to. Seems like a good reason to me.
It's never a bad reason.
It's never a bad reason. And I don't know what I'm going to eat. Well, I think I'll probably have some ice cream in a little bit. But when I was looking for liquor in the fridge, I said, ooh, fish sticks. Remember I got fish sticks before we went on our trip? We didn't eat the whole box. And Steve's like, that's the answer to another question. Probably the one of what I'm going to eat tonight. But he also pointed out that our oven doesn't have a fish stick button. It does, however, have a chicken nuggets button. We don't usually eat chicken nuggets.
And by usually, it's just about ever.
Well, we never make homemade chicken nuggets. I will occasionally have, like, oh, I guess there's usually chicken strips.
Chicken nuggets, like, twice over the course of...
No, we used to, living here, but in college, many a dinosaur-shaped chicken bite was consumed.
That was when we still had Costco cards, so we could buy chicken nuggets at a reasonable price.
That's true. Okay, which one's yours?
Well, I'm just going to give you the fuller one, but...
Yum. Cheers. So now, we're going to go watch more episodes of Love on Netflix, which, as I told you last night, we are thoroughly enjoying. And there will probably be some ice cream here in a little bit. So, Steven... Okay, that means that somebody commented on YouTube. Hello, whoever you are that commented. Let's see who it is, and then I'll explain to you what's going on. Let's see. It's a comment from Deborah Moran. She says she's glad we're enjoying our vacation. We did enjoy it, and we're also enjoying no longer being on it. Okay, so I was talking to Steve as I was walking around, and we're talking about champagne and shooting the cork and whatever, and it led to us talking about stories from our life past about champagne. And I said, we should long story longer about champagne. And Steve goes, we should. And then I went and got the camera.
It started because I said it was very disappointing that cork didn't fly very far, which was fine. It was disappointing that I probably could have done it in the house with how far it went.
Then we would have been able to see it.
And I said, and she said, yeah. And I said, I guess the champagne was cold, so they didn't fly as far.
And it was cold outside.
And it was cold outside. And we were talking about, we once attended a champagne shower, wedding shower, for a coworker of mine. And it was about roughly 163 degrees out that day.
It was
maybe a little hotter.
It was like legit 100.
Yes.
Slightly over.
And it was in the evening, so the sun was going down, but it was still hot.
And this is when we lived in California.
The champagne wasn't chilling very well. And so when we were shooting the corks, we were able to like shoot them over her house.
Well, the champagne was super cold. It had all been in the fridge, and we had like a gigantic, like, one of those like, cute wine bucket things, the big ones, like the tubs. It was full of ice and full of, like, a case and a half or more of champagne. As well as Miller High Life, the champagne of beers, because the groom didn't like wine or champagne, but he was a beer drinker, so they got him the champagne and beers. It was a really fun shower idea.
It was.
Especially because the weather was totally conducive to a bunch of people in their early to mid 20s shooting champagne corks over the house and across the yard. And
remarkably, nobody hurt themselves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was good times.
There were enough mature people around, too. Do
we have any other good champagne stories?
Just that we like it, and we drink it.
Yeah.
We think there's no reason to have to celebrate to drink champagne.
No, it's just bubbly wine.
Yeah, we just drink it.
We used to drink it more when we lived in California because it was cheaper. I assume because we lived closer to the grapes?
I think it was just that
Or did the price go up?
No, I think we were just near more mass marketing stores.
Oh, that's probably part of it. Long's used to be the best hookup for getting inexpensive, decent champagne. And we don't like expensive champagne. Like, Corbel is our choice brand. My sister calls it hangover champagne, but I prefer it to the fancier stuff she gets us.
But it, I guess it probably a lot comes down to the fact that, like, they can't sell alcohol in grocery stores here.
Yeah. Which, if you want to feel like a felon, try to go buy, like, a single bottle of wine for a meal or something in the state of Kansas. Because you have to go to a separate store. You can't get it at any grocery stores. And they don't sell it at Walmart or anything. So you have to go to a liquor store. And I feel like you can't bring your kids in. So then I have to, like, leave my kids in the car. So then I'm like the crazy lady who left her kids in the car to buy alcohol. And then they send you out with, like, a black sack.
And then, of course, since all the small liquor stores have one employee, they all know all the alcoholics in town.
Yeah, they all have regular customers. So the whole time
they're looking at you like,
Who are you?
You're not one of my alcoholics.
Yeah. So, that's always fun.
It's cut down substantially on your wine consumption.
It has, because I hate going into the liquor stores locally. So, we just go to Manhattan where I can go where they're used to having random people in all the time because it's a college town. And I'll buy my wine there, buy the case full. And they'll carry it out to my car for me, happily, without question. And then I get to bring it home and drink it in peace. So now that I made Steve talk to the camera, and I think got another YouTube comment, we'll have to go see what that is.
You should go now. Don't wait. Don't wait.
Oh, no. It could be. I'm just going to assume it's YouTube, because when I get a YouTube comment, it double pings my phone. So let's see. Who is it this time? Deborah Moran again. She must be going through the ones she hasn't watched yet. Talking about her buying of yarn. Buying yarn is fun. I don't do it all that much, but I do it a lot while we're on vacation. Are you having fun?
Yes, I was playing with my bubbles. I was trying to make them swirl.
Was it working?
I'm not sure. Yes.
Yes.
It was. At first I couldn't tell, but then I stopped and they were turning, so that meant they were swirling.
So now we can go and watch Love. So Steve is now... Oh, you can't see it.
Better?
Yeah, except I couldn't see it for the vlog. Oh. So Steve was very nicely removing. Our son's tricycle ended up on the porch of our house. And I told him it looked really creepy. Like... It looked like it belonged in, like, a horror movie, and that then you would, like, hear the, like, little tingling kid music and, like, ha ha ha, and, like, kid laughter in the background, and you know those scary things they do in movies, and they'd be like this ominous, like, oh, with the bikes in the dark on the porch. So anyway, I could see it out our bathroom window, and so I asked him to move it tomorrow, and he said, how about if I move it now, because it's creeping you out. And then he talked up all the ways in which it could possibly be creeping me out. And then he was nice enough to go move it for me. So, I appreciate that fact. Are you laughing on a cat?
Yeah, I picked up Amelia because she was too fat to run away.
The cats don't usually let Steve, touch them if they can help it. Though Amelia can't help much these days. She's quite the fatty cat. Now that we're out
Which
shelter.
we'll take it. If Manelia dies of overeating, we gave her a good life.
Yes. Oh, there's another story for you. So we adopted Manelia and Jezebel from the shelter where my parents live. And then my mom randomly, we got them on a 2-for-1 special because Cat's like a friend. So they wanted you to get 2. So we did. And we took them back up with us to the resort and we were living there. And then a couple weeks later, my mom gets a phone call asking how Manelia was by her previous name. And, because, you know, they, like, name them in the shelter, but we renamed her. And so they wanted to know how she was doing because apparently both her mother and brother had died of some disease that they had all had. Note, they let us adopt her without telling us she was sick. And we had actually taken her to the vet in the time being because she seemed sick. She was very, very frail, and she was, like, sneezing, like, snot on things. I didn't know cats could sneeze.
She had the loose stool.
Oh, the loose, yes, that's right. The allergic sneezing snot balls all over the resort was a separate issue. That's right, she was having loose stool, and, like, she was sickly. So we took her to the vet, we had it all taken care of, and she has lived a long and healthy life. What did we figure now, Steve? We've had
her 10 years.
Yeah, we've had her 10 years, and they thought that the cats were 2 when we got each of them. So, she has definitely outlived her life expectancy. But yeah, we always joke about how if Manelia dies from being too fat, at least we provided her a really awesome life. Because that was clearly not what she would have gotten if she'd stayed at that shelter. So right now, I think Steve is getting me ice cream as his second, well, third, or like millionth wonderful deed for the day. He also cleaned this room. Look, he like cleaned my floor, and he organized all the kids' carts. Which actually, him organizing the homeschool carts and all the stuff in here was super helpful because I get a little sidetracked doing that because I'm putting the things away, I know what their actual purposes are, so I start to like go into creative mode in the putting them away, and he just like matches like items together and cleans out the trash and puts them away. Whereas I end up in like this whole circus of homeschooling planning stuff. So it was very, very helpful of him. And I think that we'll probably do some more work on this room tomorrow. But yes, he's getting me ice cream. So I should tell you all nighty-night. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. So nighty-night.